Hi, welcome to Pages and Pages. This week I basically wanted to tell you how to triumph at high school English. What am I doing with my hands? They're very awkward. We'll go with that. Some disclaimers. I went to public high school in California, so if you go to a private school, or if you're homeschooled, or if you're in another country, this might not apply at all. Wow, that got dark. Anyways, when I was in high school, my dad always used to tell me,
Paige, school is like a game. You just gotta learn the rules.
So for me, I ended up taking that advice really personally, except instead of it being like badminton, it was more like the Hunger Games. Lots of effort, lots of blood, sweat, and tears, So with all that in mind, I thought I would give all of you lovely people some helpful tips so you don't have to exert the amount of effort that I did. These are going to be my top 4 tips for surviving and triumphing at high school English specifically, but maybe just high school in general. No, just high school English. Okay. Those high school English professors are not making stuff up. Yes, I know they sound crazy when they're reading the text and they're like, so you can obviously see that this rain symbolizes rebirth. You're just like, that's not what the author said. That's not what he meant. You just kind of want to throttle them a little because you're like, you're making this complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just read what the author wrote. But, helpful tip here. Senior year, I finally read how to read books like an English professor, which is this amazing short little book, very entertaining, simple to read, hilarious, and massively helpful. Not only does it help you understand what those English teachers are saying when they're pulling random things out of a piece of text, but it also gives you the tools to do the same thing. So it's super fun to read, actually. The author has a really great sense of humor, and I would strongly recommend it to anybody starting out reading. In fact, if you don't like reading, that's the book you should read, because it changes the entire reading experience into like a scavenger hunt for these hidden subliminal messages. That book massively transformed the way that I read books, and after that, I was able to do a whole lot better. But as I said, I didn't get to read that until senior year, so I'm telling you about it now in hopes that you'll read it before senior year and you can use that information and actually get to practice what the author says. I don't remember who wrote it, but I will definitely give you a link. So that makes reading 100% more fun and lets you get 100% on those essays. Number 2, critical thinking. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. Who even knows what that is? It's on every syllabus ever, and you're supposed to just kind of absorb it by thinking about books or something? No. Although, who actually looks at a syllabus in high school? Okay, bonus tip. The syllabus is there to help you. It will answer all of those questions that make your teacher pull their hair out. So, save your teacher's hair. Look at the syllabus. But critical thinking, here we go. It can be broken down into 3 steps, and this will change the way you write. Step 1, observation. Step 2, analysis. Step 3, synthesis. Ew, big words. I hate it. No, don't do that. No, let's break it down even more. Observation is the summary, the spark notes, the one sentence in the entire book that made sense. That's what it says. It's the bare bones of what is out there in front of you. It basically means what you're looking at. You observe it with your eyeballs. So analysis, that is the step where you restate that basic idea from your observation in your own words, in better words, in bigger words, in fancier words, in not somebody else's words. That's plagiarism, rude. With that step, you take the basic concept and you restate it a bunch of times and pretend like you know what you're talking about. That you can do, right? Yeah, totally. Got this. Synthesis. Synthesis is the last and final step. If you can learn how to do this one, you'll basically be everybody's favorite. That's not true. You'll actually just be a massive nerd, but here we go anyways. Synthesis is connecting all that analysis you just did to something about the world or about your beliefs or about another book, but if you do another book you have to do the observation and analysis for the other book too, and so it's just drawing that connection together and making a bigger thought about the way life or the world or the book, what the author's really saying, you know, any of that sort of thing. So that's it, 3 simple steps, and bam, you can blow any teacher's mind. You can also set up your paragraphs and your essays to follow this format and you will basically rock them. So learn how to use critical thinking and dazzle everybody. Number 3. Shakespeare, the Bard. William Shakespeare. Shakespeare! And what of dear William, I wonder? So when I was in school there was this requirement that we had to read a bunch of Shakespeare plays and we had to memorize a sonnet. And pretty much Shakespeare, the first time through, is the boringest, most head-bangingest kind of thing. And by head-banging I don't mean like, this is so awesome! I mean like, dear heavens, why are you doing this to me? Shakespeare was super boring the first time I read it, and now I know more. I wanted to tell you, it's not that boring. Here's why. Although maybe now with Doctor Who and like David Tennant and Benedict, maybe Shakespeare's been redeemed. My advice here is to do a quick plot summary, figure out who's who and what is actually happening before you jump in. So read the summary, but then actually go ahead and read the book. Why read the book if you've read the summary? Because the dirty jokes! Your teacher's not going to tell you about them. Your friends might know, but be the cool one. Know the dirty jokes. They're like, Paige, how do you know if it's a dirty joke? It's Shakespeare. Go with it. Alright, one last thing about Shakespeare. If you really, really want to be impressive, go ahead and talk about how the authorship of Shakespeare plays is widely debated. Throw in Bacon's name, throw in Marlowe's name, throw in the fact that they might have been written by a woman. I don't care. Just throw it in there. Stir the pot. Just stir it. Stir it. Okay? Great. Got that out of the way. It'll probably sound super pretentious. Just fair warning. Now for my 4th and final tip, because you gotta have a 4th. You can't do anything without a 4th. That's a Plato reference. Nerd, 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 nerd. 4th tip, have fun. That's it. Sleep even. Like, it's okay to sleep. Yeah, good. Don't take yourself too seriously like I did. That's all. Alright guys, so those are my top 4 tips for how to be banana split your way through high school English. Let me know if you liked it. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this, maybe. I was thinking about doing one about literary terms, or maybe what the hell is rhetoric and why do they keep using Greek words in my English class, but you know. And as always, thank you for watching.